Imagine waking up one day to a world where some of nature's most incredible creatures no longer exist. Not a single trace left. No footprints. No calls in the wild. Just gone. This isn't a story from the distant future. It's happening now.
The International Whaling Organization has issued
According to
its
conservation
first ever
experts and
extinction
organizations
alert.
like the International Union for Conservation of Nature, by the end of 2025, we may lose some of the planet's rarest species forever. So today, we will dive into 7 animals that conservation experts warn may not be savable, species that could vanish forever by the end of this year. Their fate is uncertain, but their stories must be told. You're watching NAAKSO. Don't forget to subscribe for more video. Let's begin with number 7. The Pygmy Three-Toed Sloth, the vanishing tree dweller. Native to the isolated Isla Escudo de Veraguas, the Pygmy Three-Toed Sloth is a slow-moving, solitary creature that spends its life high in the trees. With fewer than 100 individuals left in the wild, this unique sloth's future is hanging by a thread. The cause of their decline? Habitat destruction. Human activity has cleared vast areas of their tropical rainforest home, leaving these sloths with fewer places to survive. Isolated on a small island, their ability to find food and mate has become increasingly difficult. Conservationists are racing against time, trying to halt deforestation and protect the sloth's shrinking habitat. But without immediate action, the Pygmy Three-Toed Sloth may soon be lost forever. This creature has no voice in this fight. The question is, will we act before it's too late? Now moving on to number 6. Sumatran orangutan, the vanishing ape. High above the forest floor, in the lush canopies of Sumatra, an ancient intelligence thrives. The Sumatran orangutan, one of our closest living relatives, gazes at the world below. But the world it once knew is disappearing. Deforestation has swept across their home, with vast portions of rainforest burned and cleared to make way for palm oil plantations. Every year, their habitat shrinks further, forcing them into isolated patches of trees, cut off from the rest of their kind. Worse still, poachers see them as commodities. Babies are torn from their mothers and sold as pets, while adults are killed in the process. Currently, less than 14,000 Sumatran orangutans remain in the wild, and their numbers continue to dwindle rapidly, with conservationists warning of extinction by the end of this year unless serious action is taken to protect them and their habitat. The Sumatran orangutan is running out of time, and if we do not change our ways, we may be the ones responsible for erasing one of our closest relatives from the earth. So, will you do something so that the Sumatran orangutan can survive not just this year, but for many years to come, so our children can appreciate them? Number 5. The Amur leopard, the invisible hunter. In the vast, icy wilderness of the Russian Far East, an elusive hunter moves like a whisper through the snow. The Amur leopard, one of the most breathtaking and mysterious big cats on Earth, prowls the shadows. But this predator is now the prey of extinction. Fewer than 100 remain in the wild, their numbers dwindling due to relentless poaching. Their beautifully spotted fur fetches a high price, making them a prime target for illegal hunters. But it's not just poaching. Logging and human expansion have shredded their forests, leaving them with fewer places to hunt, fewer places to hide. And as climate change alters their habitat, the balance they rely on is shifting beneath their paws. The Amur leopard was built to survive the harshest winters. But can it survive the greed of mankind by the end of this year? Number 4. The Vaquita, the vanishing marine mammal. Beneath the gentle waves of the Gulf of California, a silent tragedy unfolds. The Vaquita, the smallest and rarest marine mammal, drifts through the ocean, unaware that it may be the last of its kind. With fewer than 10 left, their existence hangs by a thread. But it's not nature that's pushing them toward the abyss, it's human activity. Illegal fishing operations targeting the valuable totoaba fish have turned the Vaquita's home into a death trap. These small porpoises become entangled in gill nets, unable to escape, silently drowning in the very waters they once ruled. Conservationists fight to remove these deadly nets, yet enforcement is weak and awareness is scarce. Conservation experts warn that the Vaquita species could be extinct by the end of 2025 as human invasion grows larger and larger. This tiny porpoise has no voice in this fight. The question is, will we speak for it?
The International Whaling Organization has issued its first ever extinction alert. It says the Vaquita porpoise is on the verge of extinction, with only around 10 animals still surviving.
Number 3. The Javan rhino, the last of its kind. Deep in the thick jungles of Indonesia, a ghost of the past roams. The Javan rhino, once widespread across Asia, now walks a lonely path. Only about 70 remain, confined to a single park, Ujung Kulon, a sanctuary and a cage all at once. Their disappearance is not by chance. Centuries of poaching, driven by the demand for rhino horns in black markets, have decimated their numbers. And even as hunting waned, a new threat emerged: deforestation. Expanding farms and human settlements have carved away their once vast habitats, leaving them vulnerable and isolated. The Javan rhino is resilient, but resilience alone is not enough. Without urgent action, they may soon become a memory starting from this year, a tale of what once was. Number 2. Leadbeater's possum, the forest shadow. Leadbeater's possum, a nocturnal marsupial, once thrived in the dense forests of Australia's Central Highlands. Now, with fewer than 100 individuals left, this elusive possum is on the brink of extinction. The reason for their decline is clear: habitat destruction. Logging, bushfires, and urban expansion have wiped out the forests that the possums rely on for survival. Despite conservation efforts, the numbers of Leadbeater's possum continue to fall. Without swift intervention to restore their habitat and protect them from further threats, this rare species may vanish entirely. This possum has no voice in this fight. The question is, will we stand by and let them disappear? Finally, the last one, the Numbat, the forgotten animal. The Numbat, a small marsupial that feeds on termites, once roamed freely across Australia's woodlands. Today, fewer than 1,000 Numbats remain in the wild, and their range is limited to protected areas. Human activities, such as habitat destruction, fires, and the introduction of predators, have devastated their population. The Numbat's survival now depends on the conservation efforts that aim to restore its natural habitat and protect it from further harm. But with a population so small and threats still looming, their future is uncertain. This little marsupial has no voice in this fight. So, are we going to let the Numbat fade into extinction? These are not just animals. They are symbols of a world disappearing before our eyes. Each extinction is a thread unraveling in nature's delicate web. And once it's gone forever. But extinction is not inevitable. Not if we act. Not if we demand change. The question is, will we? Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these species' stories moved you the most? And what can we do together to prevent the next extinction? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's start a conversation, because awareness is the first step toward action. You're watching NAAKSO. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.